What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. First and foremost, I need you guys to please, a lot of you have been following through. A lot of you haven't. Please, please, please do me the favor. Subscribe, like, share, comment on my YouTube channel. Please. Let's get them subscribers up. I don't care if you never watch a video. Just do me the favor, all right? It takes literally 3 seconds. Go on the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bells, and that's it. So you get notifications. That's all. That's all you got to do. It's really not difficult at all. So I want to apologize for the delay on the video, okay? There's a lot of mishaps. First of all, this is probably my 5th or 6th time filming this because I'm not happy with the way it's coming out anymore. I'm tired of shooting in a car, bottom line. I'm tired of it, to be quite honest with you. Then I shot a whole episode perfect, and the camera was backwards. Shooting the trees. When it rains, it pours, right? Then today I was going to try and shoot more, and I had some personal problems, which are now resolved. Thank you to somebody, all right? And not somebody else. But hey, it's the way life goes, right? So today's episode, the Convict Code, which is an actual thing. It's an actual thing. There is unwritten and written rules that we must live by as inmates, among inmates in a facility. The police, when I was doing research on this to like match mine up with what they have, they actually have a whole paper on this to try and figure out, you know, the code that convicts live under, so they can try and figure out more stuff about us. Don't understand what that has to do with anything, why that would help them, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. So the Convict Code, a set of rules that you must live by if you want to keep your teeth in place, your bones unbroken, your body unholy, and not laying in a casket in certain facilities. Okay. Number 1, and everything falls under this umbrella. All right. Every single one of these topics falls under this umbrella. Respect. And I'm not talking about, you know, respect like you have out here. Like, yo, you're going to give me respect. I'm talking about respect to the utmost. All right. If I'm walking through the pod and there's a card table on every pod, right? So I'm walking through the pod. I got to squeeze past the table and somebody who's walking, or a pillar or another chair or something. Whoever my rear end's facing, you're supposed to say, pardon my back. Now, to hear somebody, not me, of course, but to hear other people with maybe a 3rd grade education or a kindergarten education or none at all say, pardon my back, is hilarious, especially when they're probably in there for shooting somebody or robbing somebody or forgery, things that involve zero respect. But now they want the utmost respect. Now, pardon my back is something that it's a lot bigger in New York. Out here, I mean, these jails are ridiculous out here. But I mean, you'll get in a fight for it, definitely. If somebody's having a bad day, they'll definitely fight you for it. It's a form of disrespect. And if he turns around and looks at you and says something, you should say it, because now he's put you on blast. Everyone's looking. If you don't say it, he's going to get up. Now you guys got to fight, because he's going to try and build his reputation off you. Okay. God damn it. I'm getting a text. Hold on. Oh my God. All right. So, yeah, pardon my back is one. Just, you know, crazy stuff. Like, all right, say you're in the chow hall, and guy in front of me, guy to his right, guy to his left, guy to my right, guy to my left, you know, and the guy to his right says, yo, Jay, you want these string beans off this tray? I mean, yeah, sure, man. I eat string beans. He's like, all right, here. He's not going to touch them because he don't want to touch your food. So you gotta get it, you know? Now I get up and I lean over to get these string beans, but in the process, I lean over that man across from me's tray. Problem. You will fight over that. Yes, you will. Guaranteed. You just have to treat people with the utmost respect. People are going to disrespect you. And more than anything, it's probably a test to see if you're going to man up. Don't let people disrespect you, because it's going to make your time very, very hard. And nobody wants that. Jail sucks as it is. Prison sucks as it is. You do not need more problems. Okay? Now, the number 2 one, which is another one that is not that big over here, but in New York it's big. In prisons it's big. You never, ever look in somebody's cell for any reason whatsoever. All right? I know it may seem ridiculous. Like downstairs, if you're on the first floor, when guys are on rec, they'll walk around the pod, to get exercise. You can't walk and look in somebody's cell, No, that is a no-no. Even if it's your friend, all right? You're going to walk up to this cell, you're going to turn your head away from the cell and knock. And keep looking away until they tell you can come in. Then you'll turn around. And then you'll go in the cell. The reason being, number 1, everyone there's a criminal. So everyone's already suspect. Everyone's shady. They're all thinking that if you go to look in their cell, you're probably looking for something to steal. You're looking to do a burglary. And a thief, a sneak thief especially, is someone that cannot live on a pod or a tier. Cannot do it. You got to go. That's the worst type of criminal, next to a chomo, a predator, a pedophile, a rat, or a rapo. No one likes a sneak thief. All right? And if you're stealing in jail, sneak thieving, you are a real punk in the street. Okay? I had an issue with one of Rel's boys. Didn't go well for him, but we'll wait till Rel gets here to talk about that. Who's still missing, by the way. Rel, where are you? Come out of the sewer, Donatello, okay? I'm starting to get worried, for real. But, yeah, you never look in somebody's cell. Never. The other reason, and there's a disclaimer before this, okay? I have no problem with homosexuality, all right? I'm secure with my sexuality. Homosexuality, gay, those are all man-made words, all right? The aliens or God or whoever did not say, hey, this is called gay. Didn't happen. I promise you. You are who you are. You're born who you are. And that's that. I mean, if somebody's doing something behind closed doors, how does it affect you at all? It shouldn't, all right? But there's a lot of homophobes in jail because everybody's worried about what the next man thinks. And if I talk to this guy, then they might think I'm gay, or if I'm friends with this guy, they might think I'm gay. Well, who cares? Who cares what anybody thinks? Never live your life off how another person looks at you. It's too short. You're probably not even going to talk anymore if they're thinking of you like that anyway. Screw them. All right. But the next reason is if you're looking in the cell, they think you're looking to commit homosexual activity. You're looking in the cell to see if somebody getting dressed or maybe going to the bathroom, which is gross, disgusting, but that's how they think. So you never, ever look in a cell. That's something where I've seen you won't even know you have a problem. They're not going to say nothing. They're going to wait till later on. They're going to catch you and boom, that's it. Cold cock. Won't even see you coming. And then you'll know you had a problem. After that, the number 3 is never wake an inmate up. Ever. I don't care what the circumstances, you never wake an inmate up. When we're sleeping, that's the only time you're not in jail. All right? Prison and jail's all here. It's not physical. It's all mental. It's as hard as you make it for yourself. All right? You got guys that are constantly stressing over the street, stressing over the phones. They're called stress boxes. It's not a good thing to be in jail because you are going to drive yourself crazy and everybody else, and it's going to end bad for you. All right? But you never wake an inmate up. Like I said, it's the only time they're not in jail. I don't care if it's your boy that's sleeping. and you need a ramen or something, and you go to his cell, knock on the door. His cell is like, "What's up?" You're like, "Yeah, I need a ramen from so and so." He's like, "He's sleeping." Well, can you wake him up? What are you, crazy, man? Take a walk. Get out of here, bro. Not happening. Nobody's waking somebody up. I mean, you got guys that will. It's not a good idea. Plus, you never know how somebody's going to wake up, what type of mood they're going to be in. So it might not go well. After that, the next rule is, the next code of the convict would be mind your business. MYOB. All right? Mind your business. Don't worry about what the next man's doing. Don't get involved in whatever they got going on. Keep your eyes straight. Don't look at what people are doing. If there's a fight, let them do their thing. We're grown men. We're adults. We've all seen fights before. You're going to find out what happened. Guarantee it. You're going to find out what happened. Before they even realize what happened, you're going to find out what happened. But when you start looking at people fighting, they call that calling the police. Because now you're drawing attention to something that's going on. So now the COs are trained to see that. They're going to see a bunch of people grouped up looking, and they're going to be like, what's going on? Boom, those guys are hit. Especially if they're in a cell. That happened this last time around. Remember Fingerprint? The Big Pen Man, Country? He was one of them. But, he was so black, even with the lights on, you could barely see him. He just looked like a shadow. That was the darkest dude I've ever seen in my life, man. I wish Raul was here. But these two dudes were fighting in a cell. The one dude turned the other guy's TV up too loud and blew the speaker on his TV. Now, these things cost almost $300 for a 13-inch flat screen. All right. So, needless to say, it was go time. And Country's all up in the door. Yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, bro, mind your business, man. Keep it moving. He's like, nah, I got to check. If one of my boys is in trouble, dude, you are not going to do nothing. And it's not one of your boys. Please, keep it moving. Sure enough, as soon as he left, the one kid started screaming loud as hell, come on, which is also calling the cops. All right, if you're going to do it and do it right, you're dead silent. All you're going to hear is fists hitting each other, people hitting the walls, sneakers, scuffing on the floor, whatever. But you never yell. You never yell. You never look. You never point. You never group. It's all calling the police, and then you're going to get dealt with. Guaranteed. You don't want to be known as a cop caller in there, because guys will not mess with you. They will not involve you in anything, rightfully so. All right. So this kind of goes with the mind your own business. Keep your mouth shut. You don't know nothing. You don't see nothing. You don't say nothing. All right. You don't go calling people out of their name unless you want that problem. You don't invite people to Yakko's or the hot dog stand or SMID unless you want those problems, because that is on site. If you tell somebody to do that, on site, no questions asked. If someone tells you to do that, they're trying to get you to fight, and you have to. If you don't fight, then you're a punk. You're going to have to be a man at some point, and it's a weird way to classify someone as being a man, but you got to stand up for yourself. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one's going to. But you got to keep your mouth shut. You don't get too friendly with the COs. You know what I mean? In certain facilities, again, not out here for some reason, if you're going to talk to a CO about anything, you have to bring another inmate with you. And the reason being is so that they can vouch that you weren't snitching, and they can vouch for what you were talking about. Same thing goes for dropping a request slip. You got to go to medical. You got to fill out a slip. Someone's got to come with you to drop that. Someone's got to read it. That's how it is. It may be a little bit overkill to some, but listen, there's a reason guys do this, because this stuff does happen if they don't. People are going to tell. Jailhouse snitches. It's ridiculous. But you have to keep your mouth shut. Even if you see something, you don't know anything. It's another reason you don't look, because you do not want to be held responsible. I don't want to be part of what they got going on. You probably got your own thing going on. You don't need any more heat from and you don't need no smoke from no inmates. That's it. It's going to mess up your whole bid. It's going to give you more time. Just keep your mouth shut. That's it. Your teeth will be in a lot better shape too. All right. Number 6. Damn, we on number 6 already? for any reason, respect, never wake somebody up, mind your business, keep your mouth shut. Yep. COs are not your friend unless you're me. And now if Mike would get his SHIT together, he'd be able to tell you, because I hate talking about it. I want him to tell you what it was like, because if I do it, it sounds like bragging, and it's not bragging. It was hilarious. You don't, like I just said, you go talk to a CO, you need another inmate with you to make sure you're not snitching. You don't fraternize with the COs. I, however, am very handsome. I'm a fresh dude. They called me Fresh in jail. That was my alter ego, Fresh, which we'll talk about later. But I used to shave 1,000,000 times a day with the electric buzzer. I was on point right in there. So these COs, a lot of them, you could tell nobody was talking to them in the street, guy-wise. They were lonely, went home to their cats. So I would say anything I wanted to these women to get their egos up, and they loved me for it. Loved me. Other guys would do it, and they would get written up, locked in the cell for 24 hours. I got away with murder. This one CO, she looked like Pocahontas. She was West Indian. She was a good-looking woman, but she loved me. And at the end of the night, you lock in from 6:30 to 8:30 top tier, bottom tier 8:30 to 10:30, and then you switch. She let me lock out for all 4 hours, and I would go down and get Mike, my boy, and be like, "Can you lock him out too?" She'd be like, "No problem. Lock him out also." And I use it to my advantage. If I was in there for longer, I definitely could have had them bringing in stuff, but I don't do that stuff. I'm not a bad guy. But you just want to see, that could have gone bad. In another facility, that would have gone bad. You can't do things like that. It's just not going to happen. Number 7 is do your time. Don't let your time do you. Don't let somebody else do your time. Meaning, don't be a crash dummy. All right? Being a crash dummy, somebody sets you up for failure. You're going to get more time. Don't do it. Just fall back, get in a routine, work out, read books, go to classes if they offer them, go to work. Anything you can do, just do your time and get home to your people, man. There is too many guys in there that love being in that place. Leave it for them. You know how many guys I saw when I was in go home and come back and be happy as hell to be back because they can't make it out here. It's almost how I'm feeling these days, which is sad, because I'm having a real problem with getting motivated. Not to do this, but just to get up during the day and do stuff. Like, it's an issue, and I guess as you get older going through these situations, it takes more of an effect on you, because when I was younger, it was no problem. I did way more time than this when I was younger, and it was no problem. Yeah, I got my jaw broke, but shouldn't have did what I did. I see that's another instance of keep your mouth shut. When I tried to stick up for that kid, what happened? I got my jaw broke. There you go. Perfect example. But yeah, you just want to do your time, man. Do your time. Go home to your people. Don't get involved in the BS, because it's real easy to do. No one's there to stop you. You can do whatever you want, The next one, you are who you hang out with. Guaranteed. If I'm hanging out, say, with Rel and Mike, and they got a problem with somebody, guess what? They're coming to clean me up too, these guys, because they know I hang out with him. So we're all going down. Or if he gets in trouble a lot or in fights a lot, probably shouldn't be friends with him, because you're going to be expected to help him out. And even if you don't, guys are going to approach you like you're supposed to, okay? And it's not something you want to get caught in the middle of, I'll tell you that right now. You don't want to be guilty by association, the RICO Act, in jail, go to the box for a RICO Act situation, which I kind of had with mine. My cellie, they were looking for something in my cell, the COs. They were in there for like 45 minutes, they said. I was at work. So I come back, I get a 24-hour lockdown, right? I got to go, it's infraction. I got to go in my cell for 24 hours, door locked. Okay, big deal. However, they gave the same thing to my cellie. So I was like, I need a sergeant. Like, you got to let my cellie out. They're like, nah, we can't. We can't. So what, are you trying to get him mad? So, like, he tells on me. I said, what is the RICO Act? Like, this is my charge, let him out. And they wouldn't, which is ridiculous to me. But they have their ways and techniques of doing things, and I guess that's one of them. So, whatever. Okay, this is a big one, and I totally agree with this because there is some creeps in there, all right? If you're invited in somebody's cell, you never, ever look at somebody's pictures. Don't touch their pictures. Don't pick them up. Nothing. Because there is sick individuals in there that will steal pictures of your kids, steal pictures of your wife, your mom, whatever, and do grotesque things with them. And that's another situation where now you got to do something. Never let somebody violate your family, your pictures. Never. That same shakedown I'm talking about, they ripped up all my pictures of my daughter, my wife, and I was irate. I was losing it. Rightfully so. You do not do that. Like, don't touch my pictures, man. That's my family. You know, you never, ever do that in jail. Guys will take them, like I said, they're creeps. You know, there's pedophiles in there. There's rapists in there. They're going to do sick stuff. Don't let them touch your pictures, okay? And number 10, never become in debt, all right? This is a big one in the prisons. There's a story from San Quentin about a guy who was a dopehead. And now they'll front you all day in prison. They'll front you all day. But if that money don't drop when you say it's going to, they're going to lay you flat quick. So this guy was a dopehead. The guy kept spotting him, kept fronting him. He owed however much of money. I don't know what it was. And finally the guy was like, hey, man, it's payday. Like, you told me 3 times now it was coming at a certain day, and it didn't. Today's payday. He's like, oh, can you just give me one more day? It's coming. He's like, no. Nope. People are starting to look at me because I'm letting you slide, and why am I not letting them slide? So, I'm sorry. Like, it can't slide no more. Like, you got to be dealt with. Now, I don't think this guy knew the severity of what he was facing, right? So, this guy gets the torpedoes, which are the new guys that want to stab people. They're called torpedoes. They send them right at you. And they kill this man on the yard. His money order hit the next day. Now, was the guy wrong for doing so? Should he have believed him again when he already lied to him 3 times? Didn't matter because they killed the guy who put the hit out too. Pretty crazy, man. Jail politics is nuts. It's nuts. The other ways you can become in debt, obviously, drugs. Gambling is a big one. Stay away from the poker table. Stay away from it. Gambling, drugs. I don't know. If you go to the store, because everybody gets commissary in county, it's like once or twice a week, right? Here was once. Once, yeah, you had to be in Tuesday for Monday. Oh no, Wednesday for Tuesday. So, sorry. So yeah. So if you didn't get commissary, or you were low on commissary, they would have a store, which is a guy who has an abundance of commissary items, and you'll go get them from him, whether it be 2 for $3. If it's real tight or it's drought, 2 for $4, which meaning you get 2, you got to pay back the 3 of the 4. All right, 2 for $3 is a good deal. It's not bad. And you don't want to owe the store man money either, because the store man already knows what comes with that territory. So he knows he's going to get people that are going to try to not pay him. So he knows he's going to have to do what he's got to do. And the fact that he's still doing it, knowing that, means he's probably not a scary dude, and he's about it. So don't rip off the doorman when he's trying to help you out. I mean, the store man. He's just trying to help you out. You don't have food. You're starving in there. Here you go. He wants to help you. Okay? And that is it for the 10 rules, the 10 convict code rules. All right? There's many more. We'll probably touch base on that again down the road when I get a studio, because, hey, this car stuff sucks. Played out. It's freezing cold out here. Almost May. Freezing cold. Yeah. And that's pretty much it, man. To anybody out there who's having problems, wants to talk, want to get interviewed, in the bio is my WhatsApp business number, or you can text me directly, and we'll talk. There's a few people from high school I touch base with, and it's awesome. Like, we definitely help each other out, words of wisdom, each other's stories. It's really cool. I wouldn't give it back for anything. And we need more people like that. Sorry, guys. My ultimate goal, like I said last time, is to be a public speaker. I want to speak to troubled youth. I want to speak to addicts. I want to speak to families of addicts, take a different approach, and explain to them how you should deal with an addict, because most families just shun them away. They curse them out and shun them away. What do you think is going to happen? This person's already got problems. Now you treat them like that. No good. No good. But anyway, I love you guys. Stay away from the cops, say no to drugs, and stay sucker free.